up, you guys? It's Ashley and welcome back to my channel. So as you guys know, it's February and most of the time, you know, people think of February. I kind of consider it almost like love month or whatever, because of Valentine's Day. I celebrate Valentine's Day. I know not everyone does, but I do. So I know that some people kind of associate February with like love, but you know, we think of romantic relationships, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, or you know, whatever your preferences are. But why don't we think of ourselves as in self-love? So today I thought I'd do a video for, you know, February being the month of love in my mind, about self-love instead of focusing on relationships. Thought I'd focus on self-love instead because I kind of feel like this topic doesn't get enough attention, or it's not spoken about in as much detail when it comes to relationships in general. You know, we have all kinds of relationships in our lives, but the one that is super important and probably one of the most important is the relationship that we have with ourselves. So we're gonna go ahead and jump right into the video. I'm gonna try not to ramble too much in this video so I can shorten it up a little bit. But yeah, without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and jump right into the video. I don't know which way I want to go. This way. I have some notes on my phone here to kind of keep me on track so that I don't ramble as much. Also, ignore my hair. I didn't feel like doing it. Sorry. Sorry if it's bothering you. Okay. So first off, what is self-love? Like right now, just take a moment to think. Like when you think of self-love, what do you think about? Okay. So if you look up self-love, like if you Google it, you're probably gonna see something about like regards to one's own like happiness or one's well-being, which I think sums it up pretty good, whether that be mentally, physically, spiritually. There's many different avenues. So you know, whatever your definition is of self-love, are you living up to it? Are you really practicing self-love in your life? So first I'm going to start off by talking about some things that kind of hinder us from practicing self-love. There are many things, a wide range of things, but I'm going to go over some that I feel like are most common, that I think are brought up more often in like conversations I have with people, or things you've probably heard people say as well. So that's where I'm going to start. So number one thing that I feel like keeps people from practicing self-love are insecurities. So obviously we all have them. Like I don't live a perfect life. You don't live a perfect life. No one's life is perfect. We all have things about ourselves that, you know, bother us, or we wish we could change or add, take away, you know. And then we have these insecurities and we start to think in our heads like, oh, if I could only change this, or if I could just do that, or you know, I'm so unathletic, or I'm not as pretty, or I'm not pretty, or I'm fat, or I'm too skinny. You know, I listened to this motivational video today and it said what comes after the I am is so powerful and so important, because whatever you put after I am, that's what you're going to attract in your life. So you need to try to, we need to try to, you know, replace the negative with something positive. So I'm like guilty of this one. So I'll say like, I'm so fat. I'm not fat. I'm far from fat, you know, but like I'm just so dramatic in saying it, and then, you know, it's something that there's something about me that I wish I could change. So instead of me saying like I'm so fat, I need to say I'm going to go to the gym in the morning, or I am going to change my eating habits. You know, like instead of saying I'm fat, like that's not fixing anything. It's not helping anything. I'm putting myself down. We're so critical as to, you know, how we present criticism to other people. So like, you wouldn't walk up to somebody and say, you're so fat. So why do we say things like that to ourselves? You know, like, we need to be good to us as we are to others. It's not fair to, you know, you give and you take in life, but it's not fair to, you know, continue to take from yourself. You're not adding to yourself. I just lost my train of thought. Basically, you're beating yourself up, you know, instead of trying to change what it is that you're insecure about. And obviously there are many insecurities out there. I just use that one for example, because it's one that I'm guilty of. So I thought I'd share that one. But another thing that stops us from practicing self-love are comparisons. We always compare ourselves to someone else, and sometimes we do it without even trying. So I'm not even going to use an example for this. We all know what comparisons are. We know that we do it. Sometimes it's unintentional. We have social media, like all of these different avenues of seeing other people's lives and what they're doing and how they look and what change they made and how much money they're making. And then we look at our own lives and we're like, well, why didn't I travel here? Or why am I her age and I'm not doing this? Or why does he have that car? And blah, blah, blah. Like, we always compare ourselves because of what we see, like, on the internet and stuff. But always remember, and I'm sure you guys have heard this before, but try to remember that people display their best selves on the internet, okay? They want you to see the good. No one likes exposing the bad about themselves. It's just not, like, who wants to do that? And you have some people that will, like, put themselves out there and they will, like, you know, they'll say like what they've been struggling with and stuff like that. And I like seeing stuff like that because, especially if it's someone that you feel like is so, like, you know, up here and everything's so perfect in their lives, and then for them to have a vulnerable moment with their following and sharing, like, I'm not perfect, I've been struggling with this or with that. And people don't have to do that. They don't have to share any part of their lives with you. But for the people that do take the time out to try to share some of those things, like, I think that's really it's really nice, and I think I can appreciate their transparency. There are a lot of successful people out there in the world. You know, people really are, like, making moves, okay? But it's because they're working their butts off behind the scenes so that you see what they're doing. Like, you end up seeing the end result is what I'm trying to say. You see the end result, but you don't see the process that they went through to get to where they are. And I'm sure, well, maybe some of you have seen, like, Jay-Z talking about this, but, you know, the process is very, 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 very important. People go through long, lengthy, hard processes to get to where they are, and all we see is the end result, and we're like, why don't I have that? Or why can't I be like that? You know, things like that. You have to go through your own process and fight for what you want. And it's gonna be hard work, but, you know, if you really want it, you'll go for it. Well, this kind of goes into, like, insecurities, you know, what we think in our own minds. Like, if we're not being positive up here, it's not going to come out into the world. It's not going to manifest itself in our lives at all if we're thinking negatively. I'm going to keep that one short and sweet, and I really think my battery about to die soon, so I'm going to try to hurry up. Another thing that can stop you from practicing self-love is what you think others think of you or how they feel about you. It should really matter about what you think of you. What you say to yourself, how you feel about yourself, the goals you set for yourself, anything pertaining to you, how you treat yourself really, really matters. And it's really the most important thing. If you develop such a shield, such an armor of you are who you say you are, what other people say, what other people think, it won't matter because you told yourself something different. And I think I mentioned this in my girl talk video along these lines, like, you know, if you wake up every morning and you look yourself in the mirror and you're like, I'm beautiful, I'm smart, you know, you're claiming all these things and you're saying you're all these things, I'm a queen, whatever it is that you want to be and you say that you are, if you say that to yourself every day, this is weird for a lot of people. It was weird for me when I first started doing it, but looking yourself in the mirror, in the eye, and telling yourself these affirmations are really powerful. And like I said, if you develop a shield and armor that's like you said what you are, and that's all that matters to you, what other people say and think won't matter at all. It will be simply their problem and not even a thought in your head. But that's another thing that kind of keeps us from that keeps us from practicing self-love. Last thing that can prevent us from practicing self-love: relationships. And I mean romantic relationships, family relationships, friendships. We get, especially, okay, so for a romantic relationship, sometimes when we jump into a relationship, we get so wrapped up in the other person and so them and us, but you forget about you. And then you stop practicing, like you stop doing all the things that you love to do because you're so focused on doing what y'all like. And it's okay to enjoy your partner and do things with them and stuff, but find something that's your piece, so to speak. So I don't know if that's reading, if it's riding, if it's bike riding, if it's sewing, if it's painting. Like, don't lose those things that kept you sane or made you feel peaceful just because you are in a relationship. Another thing, family relationships, like I said, sometimes we get so drawn to you know, because we're like, this is family, so I feel like I need to do this, or I have to say this, or I need to be this ear and stuff like that, and it tears away at us in the process. You know, sometimes it's okay to draw those boundaries, and you will know when you've had enough in any relationship, whether it's romantic, family, friendship, whatever. You will know when you've had enough, and you will start to draw those boundaries for yourself. And that is practicing self-love, taking care of you. If it's wearing you down and you just feel like it's taking so much out of you that you have nothing left for yourself, that's not okay, and you need to make changes. And when you make those changes, you will feel so much better. Okay. Oh, I said the last relationship would be like friendships, and I'm sure we've all had toxic friendships before, and sometimes you just got to cut those people off, or you got to set it to them straight. And if they don't, you know, tighten up, they don't act right, or they're not being there how you need them to be there, or, you know, fixing the things that you brought up as an issue, then it may be time to let them go. And it will be hard. It'll be hard setting boundaries. It will be hard cutting people off. It'll be hard to have conversations that need to be had. But if it's benefiting you and helping you, and I'm not saying this in a selfish kind of way, I just mean like, we just forget about ourselves so often in so many relationships in our lives because we feel so obligated to do things. We have relationships with people and we try to hold ourselves up to certain responsibilities, and that's okay. But when it starts to tear you down, like I said, you know, it starts to wear on you, and you just feel like, okay, this is feeling more like a job and not like something that, you know, I was willing to do at first, then it may be time to take a step back and, you know, start addressing boundaries and things like that. That's all I'm saying. You know, maybe as I've been talking, you've been thinking about some things in your life, you know, where you could be practicing more self-love, where you need to make some changes. Once you acknowledge what that is, make a change, please. Don't just acknowledge it and not try to fix it or anything like that. Try to make a change. So some tips I have: number one, I would say, like, making a morning routine. When you wake up, it's so important to start like filling yourself with positivity and basically getting yourself prepared for whatever the day has to bring. You know, claiming that today will be a good day, claiming that you will be ready for whatever challenge comes your way. You know, saying your daily affirmations to yourself in the morning. Within the past few months, I've made a change, and I developed a morning routine. A morning routine can be really powerful because it's the way you start your day off. If you start your day off on the wrong foot, we all know it goes downhill really, really fast. So in the morning, I wake up, I pray, I meditate, and then I will read a book, I will journal, and then I'll watch a motivational video either while I eat my breakfast or while I'm on a shuttle or driving to school, whatever, or working out, I have to listen to a motivational video at least once a day. So that's like my morning routine. I'm feeding every part of me, mentally, spiritually, physically. Like, I'm feeding every part because I want every part of me to grow. I don't want to be stagnant in any area of my life. So that's one piece of advice I have, is get yourself a morning routine, okay? Try it for a month and see how smooth your days will go. And your morning routine doesn't have to be like mine, customize it to your liking, but watch how your days change. Another tip, eat better. Your body is your temple. We all slip up, that's inevitable, so you will have mistakes and stuff, but try to feed your body the things that it wants, that it's begging for. Drink your water. Your body is your temple, so just be good to it. Don't compare yourself to others. We talked about comparisons earlier. Just try to acknowledge what you love about yourself. Point out the things in you that you love, instead of pointing out what you love in someone else and that you hate in your own body or mind, whatever it is in your own life. Try to point out more positives with you. Do something you're good at. Like I said, don't lose something that kept you sane, or it was your peace, or something that you just really enjoy doing. When you do something that you're good at, you're good at it, and you can't mess it up. It feels good. Like, everyone feels good being good at something or doing something good. It makes you feel good. So do something you're good at. Affirmations, I mentioned earlier, either I journal mine, so write them down, read them, say them in the mirror. I also have sticky notes on my bathroom mirror of things like my goals or certain affirmations or quotes, and I'll read them every day. Obviously, I wash my hands every day, I brush my teeth every day, so I'm going to see those sticky notes every single day, and it's a constant reminder of what I'm going for, what I'm reaching for to make my life better. So affirmations, journaling how your day went. Write something good that happens in your day, something positive. I heard someone say that they do that. Just like reflecting at the end of your day, point out 1 or 2 things that went well or that were good. I'm out of breath. Read. Like I said, I read every day. And meditation has actually helped me too in the morning. Like, when you clear your mind out and you just get ready for the day, you throw everything away that happened yesterday, the day before that, the night before, and you get a clean, fresh start the next day to clear your mind out and just go out into a new day and make something new, something better, something more positive happen. 10 out of 10 recommend. That's pretty much all I have for tips. There are many more tips out there. Do your research, find what you like, what works for you. Also, Valentine's Day is coming up, like I said, so this will be the perfect day to treat yourself. If you're in a relationship and you're going out with your boo, that's cute, that's fine too. Have fun with your partner and stuff, but don't forget about yourself as well, whether you're in a relationship or not. So if you're not in a relationship, pamper yourself, get your girls together, y'all go out together, dress up, get cute, take yourself to dinner. I saw someone on Twitter say, like, is that weird to take myself to dinner for Valentine's Day, like get dressed up and stuff? No, you deserve it. You deserve it. No, but get cute, get dressed up, take yourself to dinner. Maybe while you're at dinner, you make goals for yourself. You just appreciate things that you love about yourself. You point out all the good in you. There are so many things you can do, whether you're with a partner or you're not. But I really hope everyone takes the time out of their day, every single day, to practice self-love in some form or fashion, please. I can't stress it enough. How you treat yourself is so much more important than what anybody could say to you or do for you, or how they feel about you. It's all about how you feel about you, what you think of you. It's all about you, okay? And not in a selfish way. Okay, it's in a treating you good way. And that's all I want for you guys. So I really hope this video was helpful for someone out there, even if it just helped one person. I feel blessed and happy in knowing that I was able to share this with you guys. So yeah, practice self-love, spread the word, tell your friends to practice it, tell your mom, tell your dad, tell your brother, I don't know, tell everybody to practice self-love because it's very important. But that's all I have for this video. I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.